Hello. It's been a while. Your piano teacher Tim here on vacation, and I just wanted to make this video kind of updating you on what's going on with me, where has the new content been. But before we get to that, why does this keep moving? Before we get to that, I just want to say thank you so much for 100,000 subscribers. What a milestone and what an adventure it's been. So I can't really put into words how I feel about this. In fact, when I tried to make a video months ago about it, I think we hit it a couple months ago. We're almost at 120 now, 120,000. I just really couldn't come up with the words for it, so I wanted to wait a little bit so I can kind of convey them in a manner that's not super emotional and more clear-headed. So back when I started this thing, it's not like I never thought the channel would reach 100,000 subscribers, but it was one of those things like it's in your mind that's like, oh man, that would be kind of cool to get 100,000 subscribers. That's quite an accomplishment. And I have to say, once you hit the number, it's kind of meaningless. Not meaningless, I'll explain in a second, but it's not as rewarding as it sounds because you realize at the end of the day, it's just a number, except when I think about it this way. Instead of 100,000 subscribers, I got to think about it as 100,000 students that were impacted by my videos enough to hit that subscribe button. And I know for a fact there were many, many more than that, but it's so cool that at least 100,000 people, hit that subscribe button when I asked them to, or maybe they just did it on their own accord. Super cool. And when I think about it that way in terms of students and then rather than numbers, the accomplishment feels 100,000 times better. So where in the heck have I been? Well, I decided to take a 2-month break from YouTube. I have been putting out a couple of lessons here or there. I did make a community post about it, but I recognize that everybody doesn't. A lot of people don't read that community section. A lot of people don't even know where it is, and it only shows up on mobile anyway, unless you know where to look for it. But basically, I took 2 months off because I wasn't really feeling right about a lot of things, about not the channel so much. Obviously, I'm very proud, very excited about the channel, and actually I'm getting more excited now that I'm getting closer to coming back. I've spent some time on my own, but once I hit the 100,000 subscriber mark and got to the point where like I'm in my own house, we're in a much better studio now, I'm making enough money to support myself, which is great. So I've really accomplished all the goals that I wanted out of the channel when I began it. So it hit me. I've been spending the last 6 years, 6+ years, sitting in a basement or a room making YouTube videos. Now, I've done other things other than that, but for the most part, that's how I've been spending a lot of my days. And when you I hit that point where everything I accomplished I wanted to, I just realized that it's time to branch out and start living life in different ways. Things that I've been neglecting for a long time, like, dating or even going out with friends. I've been doing a little bit of that stuff, but not nearly as much as I should. I've been putting a lot of things on my life on hold to make YouTube videos. And there's actually some pretty good reasons behind that. And I think for a long time, it actually helped me out because, as a lot of you know, if you've been following me for a long time, my mom got sick with cancer back in 2013 when I first started the channel. So to really put myself into something like this really, really helped me out because it really helped me focus on something that wasn't not a disaster, but the calamity or whatever was going on around me. It really helped to sink myself into that. But now that that's all done and over, I've gotten to everywhere I wanted to be with the channel. Like I said, it's time to branch out. So what have I been doing? Well, I've been doing a few things. One, I signed up for a gym. I have a personal trainer now, and I do that once a week. But then they have these like classes you can attend, which are like these high intensity interval classes, which are really difficult. I have something in my throat. So I've really been busting my ass doing that. I've been doing that as close to 5 days a week as possible. I had to start with 3 days a week to get my body used to it, but now I can accomplish 5 for the most part. But obviously, things come up, and I can't make one of the days every now and again. So that's what I've been doing because I figured that if anything, that's just something that will get me out of the house. I think that's a good start, and it's also going to make me healthier, both in my body and my mind. So I figure it really can't hurt me. It's not going to make all my problems go away, but I think it's a great first step. And I signed up for a year of this, so you may be seeing some changes with me as we go along, because I do have a goal of losing some weight. I know I'm not real big anyway, but I have a goal of losing some weight and gaining some muscle. So you will see some differences. They might not be huge right away, but hopefully if you look back a year from now at the videos now, you'll be able to tell a difference. But that's not what I'm doing. It's all about health, so just forget I said that. And then on a more personal level, I don't really have to tell you this, but I got a what do they call those? A therapist to kind of help me navigate. Because what was happening is I would hit weeks where I was really, really motivated to make videos or do anything. And then I was hitting weeks where I just didn't have motivation to do anything. Like I was sitting around, which is so unlike me. I'm usually like on top of everything, working. And it was just diminishing the amount of effort I could put in. And I found that the periods where I just wanted to sit around and do nothing were becoming more and more frequent. And the periods where I was feeling motivated became less and less. And what's happened is it's very common. So I've undergone a lot of changes throughout my life. I had a year or so ago, well, it's already like 2 years ago, almost 3 actually, wow. Where I had my mom pass away, and then all these other people pass away too. Even my cat. I miss him so much. I miss everybody. But and then I moved into here, and then my channel like took off. So a lot of the changes recently have been really positive, but it's just been there's so many that people oftentimes, even if it's positive change, have trouble adapting, because my life is so different now, and a lot of those ways are great. So enough rambling. When am I coming back? September 6th is when I am coming back to YouTube officially. We're going to have a live stream that day, and then on the Sunday, and then I'm going to be on a more regular schedule after that. I am probably going to take more breaks. I'm going to do a better job communicating with you when those are taking place. I'll tell you right now, probably like around Christmas, I might take a month off, and then maybe next summer I'll also take a month off. That'll give me like a good every 6 months or so to kind of regroup. It might not be a whole month, but I'm definitely going to take more breaks. But when I'm back, I hope to be more consistent. And one thing that's going to help me do that, along with kind of branching out and living my life in different ways, I am going to finally buckle down and hire an editor. I do have the money for it. At least I'm pretty sure I need to budget it out. But I think that's going to make things both easier for me and better, because sometimes I'll be working on videos. You know, there's a lot of work that goes into putting out a video, because it's not only the video content itself, but then there's like the description you got to write, the title. Those aren't too difficult, but the title you got to spend a lot of time on. Surprisingly, you would think it would be easy, but not so much sometimes. But then the thumbnail, you know, I got to design the thumbnail, and there's a lot of thought that goes into that. And then the editing. So the editing is a huge part of making a YouTube video, and it's probably one of the more time-consuming ones. I actually like editing, but I don't like editing, doing thumbnails, doing all this other stuff every single week. It just really wears on me. So I'm hoping that by hiring an editor, the quality will also go up. I'll have more time to, first of all, work on me, but also develop like the lessons themselves and make those better. All right, everybody, I'm done rambling for today. Thank you so much for listening to me ramble. I'm going to be back September 6th. Write it down on your calendar. I'm going to be updating the calendar on my website, pianolessonsontheweb.com, very soon. I'm still drafting the lesson topics of what we're going to do when we come back. I always like to slowly reinvent myself over time. And actually, if you go back and look at the videos I put out a year ago, you'll definitely be able to see that. But anyway, I've rambled on long enough. Tim out. Have a great one. Have a great rest of your summer. And I'll talk to you very soon. Later.